Hi, this is MisterSouji, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Super MiniPla Daizyujin, or Megazord for the people in the United States. This just came out. This comes in a big box with 5 smaller boxes in it. Each box contains one of the 5 Zords. It retails for a little over $40, a little under $50, depending on where you get it from. Just straight off the bat, these guys are kind of old, no grade kit from the 90s in terms of quality. Each one. A lot of ball joints for the articulation and stuff like that. They're all functional, but there's nothing that really stands out, especially like in terms of color separation and stuff like that. Don't expect anything too crazy, you know? It's not up to new high grade standards. So if you're expecting like a high grade, you're not really going to be getting that. Size comparison with the original Gundam, 1/144 scale. This is the original. Stand him up a bit more. So yeah, that gives you an idea. These are smaller than a standard Gundam kit. I'll bring that back out once I combine them. These model kits are kind of jack of all trade, master of none. They do come with stickers. This is them without the stickers, obviously, but they do have the molding to paint them. Unfortunately, if you look real close, you do see each one has the made in China thing on them, so that's kind of disappointing, but whatever. Like I said, these aren't up to modern standards for a high grade kit, but they're not supposed to be. They're kind of cheap, but I still like them. Tyrannosaurus, and he is the most posable. Unfortunately, it's not as posable as I thought it'd be, but his arms go up and down, legs go in and out on ball joints. Got a nice bend at the knee, and a weird angled ball joint right there. The tail can go up and down. So if you want new T-Rex, you can be like that. You can kind of angle them quite a bit, or you can fold up the tail, have them stand straight, well, more straight, like a older style T-Rex. This is more like how you'd see him in the show. The bad thing is, now with this one, you can see some of the head. The head comes painted on the runner. You can't really turn the head because you're gonna knock this piece off. When I mod these and paint them, I'll probably cut that off. This neck piece is actually attached to the chest piece. What I'll probably do is cut off that and glue it to the bottom of the head. The mouth doesn't open and the head doesn't really tilt at all. So that's a little bit disappointing, but not a deal breaker. The saber-tooth tiger, legs go up and down. That's about it. Not really much you can do. Tail. You can adjust the head. And both the saber-tooth and the triceratops, you can add a ball joint in the middle, but it kind of cuts them, so it doesn't look very good. You could kind of use that to articulate the saber-tooth tiger, but I mean, it's not going to look very good. You wouldn't really want to use it on triceratops. That's the pterodactyl. Absolutely no pink on it whatsoever. Some of the stickers are kind of pink, but whatever. And you can have it posed either way. And you can take these guns off and put them on the T-Rex to make a backpack. I don't remember this happening ever, but you can do it. It mentions it in the instructions for the T-Rex, for the pterodactyl. And the pterodactyl also comes with the power sword or the god horn. The mastodon, which by far has the most complex transformation and probably the most complex assembly. Visible hands, but whatever, who cares. And the Triceratops, which has the least complex transformation, even less complex than the damn pterodactyl. You can, both the saber-toothed tiger and the Triceratops have wheels on them. You can roll them. They kind of get stuck, but you can roll them. This one has those big giant wheels. I really like that. So should probably form the the Dino Tanker, as they called it in Zyuranger. So this is pretty accurate to the show. Not a lot of parts forming. Like I said, these guys are let me remember what I'm doing. These guys are, and when I like to have the gun tails a little bit up when I'm making the tanker, but these guys are jack of all trades but master of none. So what I mean by that is these guys are posable but not the most posable. These guys transform, but they don't have the best transform, and they're detailed but not the most detailed. And like you can see, there's some hollow parts on each one of them, but nothing too terrible. Okay, that's done. Also, this is probably the most important part of it. You gotta pull this out the back. There's a little tab at the bottom to help you pull it out. And please excuse my voice, I'm kind of sick right now. The pterodactyl. This is what you do to make it to tanker mode. That's it. The T-Rex. There's a gap at the back of the legs. You fold up the legs. You lift up the tail. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to put those on the Mastodon later. This chest piece comes off. On the actual original toy, it folded out, and it kind of wants to do that here, but it real easily comes like that. Comes off. This piece you push from the back, as I'm trying to get it off with my non-existent fingernails, and you store that. I told you to store it inside the chest. You really only need that to take that off for this mode. Fold up the arms. Okay, and then this guy's the most complicated. Pull off his head. Unfold his the sides of them. Fold up the shoulder panels. Now these, there's a certain order of operation, but when you're just making the Dino Tanker, you just do that. Just like in the original toy, when you pull out the fists or put back the fists, you have to tilt it a certain way. And they even showed that in the Megazord transformation in the show. So that's kind of neat, but just remember to do that if you can't get the fists out. Also, when you're folding in the fists, they have to be that way. They won't fold in any other way. So there's 2 pegs right here, 2 pegs at the back. Push that in and snap it at the sides. This is why you don't skip leg day. This guy goes here. This guy goes here. Fuck me. This guy goes here. And technically you're supposed to have the tail on the ground so that it lines up. That little fake wheel at the back, that lines up. The Mastodon head, you're supposed to plug it into the chest. The handle comes out real easy. I'm probably going to glue that in. Probably going to fill in the head too. And then you got to situate it properly, make sure everything's lined up. Okay, lift up the arms. Lift up the arms. I'm going to plug these guns in. And this whole thing took like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to make, so really easy to put together. These are just snapped together, not cleaned up or anything, but there you have Dino Tanker. Yeah. It kind of sort of rolls. Pull that off. Make Megazord or Daizyujin. Excuse me, sorry. Fold the head in. And then fold that up. Stand him straight up. Take that off. Open the chest up. Take this off. Take this off. You can take this piece and put it back in the chest. And it kind of looks like, to be honest with you, it kind of looks like in there, maybe this could snap in there somewhere, but I can't find a way it does. So it kind of just floats in there and rattles around. So I'll probably mod that so that it does. I am getting a second one of these. So I'll probably mod that so that it does float. Doesn't float around in there. Now these like to come out. You're not really supposed to use this part as articulation. You know, I just forget what I said. But yeah, you kind of see how it comes out like that. Not really supposed to use that, but you can use that for a deeper bend. But you get that weird front look, and I'll go over articulation. Pull these off, stick them on the back. Fold up the tail, peg it to the back. Actually, I'm going to leave this unpegged for right now, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, see if I can do this right. Tilt the arm, there's a second hinge right here. Fold out the fist, tilt it back. I did it wrong. Wait, yeah, you twist it the other way. Okay. Tilt it in, fold it the other way. Yeah, okay. Stand it up. Drop whatever I just dropped. There's this. Why are there two gaps in there? I just noticed these two gaps. Whatever. Plug that into the chest. Fold out these. And there you have Daizyujin, or the Megazord. Okay. And he looks alright. Kinda chunky, like the original one did. There is I think it's Super Robot Chogokin coming out soon. That's like show accurate, and big, and metal, and super articulated. Like master of everything, perfect Megazord. That's like $300. And I'm wondering how chunky it will be. But this one, yeah, it's kind of chunky. But like I said, I'm actually going to compare it to this guy. This is the Super Robot Chogokin. This is a better action figure. But this one doesn't transform. So, you know. This guy's like a chunky, nice version. And I'm going to leave him in the back. And just in case anyone wants to know. See if I can get them in the screen together. I can move this real quick. It's about the same size as the Super Legends Retro Fire Megazord. Gonna put that down, never touch it again. Anyways, I've actually not even opened that. As you can tell from here to here, he needs a lot of paint, but he comes with a sheet of stickers with each one that should make him look show accurate. But if you paint it, all the details there, like I said earlier. Articulation, head turns, no up and down, it's just on a peg. I might be able to mod that to change that. Pay attention to the instructions when you put this together. Like I said, this head is pre-painted. Okay, the arms turn. There is no like butterfly or hinge or anything in there, but they do go up. Quite, is that it? You might be able to pull the arm. Yeah, you can kind of get away with a little bit more than that. Not that I think you need it. 90 degrees. Wrist rotates. Now it's not really, if you plug the tail in, it's not going to have waist rotation. But the T-Rex does have waist rotation. So you can get a waist rotation as long as you don't plug the tail in. So you can turn it, put the tail back up here. Or just take the tail off if you want. But I'm going to plug the tail back in. The legs, the upper legs are the only place I'm really disappointed with. There's no thigh rotation, but you don't really need it as you can rotate the feet. But they don't really go out that far. They go far forward perfectly, but they could go out a little bit further. And the reason that's kind of disappointing, you get this 90-degree bend right here. If you mess with it, you can get a little bit fudge. That's a lot further. Never mind. If you really want to, you can get a really far bend. Now, the thing is this has an extra joint in it that's not on any other, well, not on the original thing. You can pull this off and fold these tabs out. This is going to extend the Zord, the foot, a little bit. This is actually going to give him a foot. This is technically parts forming, kind of, sort of. You can do this to both sides. It's when their feet, like I said, you can see this big tab, and there is a bit of a gap there for articulation. But while their feet, it's not as noticeable, the gap. But you can get some really good poses out of this guy if you try. He's probably more posable than the actual suit was. So, God Horn or Power Sword goes in the hand perfectly. Now, I've had mixed results out of this Mastodon shield. And one of the biggest problems is, well, there's two problems with the Mastodon shield. Let's let him just straight up. The peg that connects it comes out real easy. And if you push it all the way in, it doesn't like to come out. So what you need to do, this square peg, you connect it to the hand with. So I think that's in upside down. Yeah, that's upside down. So I often put that back in upside down, which doesn't help. And sometimes this goes right in and sometimes it doesn't. But you gotta kind of push that in there. Once it's in, it stays. It's unfortunately a little bit small. That could be a bit bigger, especially, you know. But it's a good little figure. It's nice. Worth spending your money on. Don't pay too much for it. I've seen pre-orders for this going for like $80, $90 on eBay. Good God, no. I kind of wish they would charge more. Make each one of them a $10 to $15 model, high-grade model kit. I'd pay $60, $70 for like a big, like a nice chunky Megazord model kit. And that would have better color separation, and not as many, better articulation, and not as many hollow gaps. But for what you're paying, and for what this does, this is great, especially if you want to put in a little bit of work. You put in a little bit of work, this could be one of the nicest Megazords you have. But I will see you guys next time.